Hello everyone, a very good afternoon to all of you. I hope I am clearly visible and audible to each and every student. Now friends, welcome back once again in this session in which yesterday we have started with a discussion of the previous year paper questions which have appeared from averages. And while discussing these questions, we have discussed some of the basic ways in which the questions of averages needs to be dealt with. Also, we have seen one method. I can say that I can say that this is a shortcut method or a conceptual way of handling these questions. We have seen one way in which we can save time while handling these questions of averages, right? Also, we are able to understand what is the level of difficulty of questions that we see from averages, and we are preparing for CAT examination topic by topic. All right. So as you can see that every week I pick up like a new topic. In the previous week, like up till the previous week, we have already covered each and every question that has appeared in CAT examination from the topic of percentages, profit loss, and simple interest, compound interest. Okay, so likewise, I will help you in the entire preparation as well as revision, whatever is required for the examination of CAT. All right. Now, can you all please confirm, those who are already present in this live session, can you please confirm if I'm clearly visible and audible? Come on, people, write something in the chat box. Show me that you are present in this session, and then we'll start solving these questions. All right, Daksh, a very good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome, Sankal. Abhimanyu, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, so I am clearly visible and audible to each and every one of you. So let's begin solving these questions. So the first question will appear on your screen in a few moments. Shubhra, good afternoon. All right, the first question will appear. Now today also, we'll be looking at the questions from averages only. Like I told you, if you remember, we have seen at least one question from averages. I'm not talking about mixtures and allegations, right? Only from averages. We have seen at least one question in every slot of CAT examination, right? So this chapter is important. This particular topic is important. So we need to spend good amount of time on this. And we are just not like spending our time. We are solving the questions which have appeared in the previous year paper questions of previous year paper of CAT examinations. Okay, so we're solving all these questions one by one, and we are also understanding the approach using which we need to solve these questions so that we can save some time. So the question on your screen from CAT 2022 slot number 1. Now today there will be some questions in which the concept of maxima or minima will be involved. Okay, so be careful while solving these questions. All right, Sankalp has given an answer. The correct answer is saying it is option C. All right, we'll have a look at it. And the question is, the average of three integers is 13. When a natural number n is included, the average of these four integers remains an odd integer. The minimum possible value of n is which one among the following options? I will have to minimize the value of n. All right. Okay. Now, once again, you can use the method that I have taught you yesterday to get a quick answer for this question. Now we will have to find out the minimum possible value of n. So focus on this number as well. Focus on finding the minimum possible value of n. All right. So most of you have got the answer. 4 of you have got the answer. Sankat, Daksh, Megatri, and Shubhra. As usual. What about others? What about others? Other 10 plus students who are already there. Abhimanyu, any answer? Okay. Now the average of three integers is 13 already, right? Now when a natural number n is included, the average of the four resulting numbers remains an odd integer. What is the minimum possible value of n? So let's say among the options, the minimum number that is in the options is 1. Okay. So let me assume that the new number that is added is equal to 1. The new number that is added is equal to 1. Okay. Now, what is the difference between these two? What is the difference between these two? 13 and 1. The difference is 12. So I can say that the new number is 12 less than the original average. Right? Now, this difference will be equally divided among the four numbers, the four resulting numbers, and hence the average will drop by 3. Right? The average will drop by 3. Now, originally the average was 13. Now, if the average will drop by 3, so the new average will be equal to 10. But according to the question, they are saying that when a natural number n is included, the average of these four integers remains an odd number, odd integer, right? So 13 minus 3, that is 10, is not an odd integer. So I can say that the value cannot be equal to 1. Okay. Now, if I'll assume n is equal to 3, then 13 and 3, the gap is 10, the gap is of minus 10, which cannot be equally divided among four integers. If I divide it, everyone will get minus 2.5. Now 13 minus 2.5, it will not be an integer. Odd integer to chodo, it is not an integer. Similarly, if n is equal to 4, right? So 13 and 4, the difference is 9, minus 9. Again, which when divided by 4 is not giving me an integral value. It is giving me minus 2.25. So 13 minus 2.25 is not an integer, right? So I have eliminated the smallest of the three values, 1, 3, and 4. So the answer should be 5. Let's check it out. So if n is equal to 5, the gap between these two is 8. That means minus 8. Okay. Now 8 when divided among four numbers, everyone will get minus 2. So the average will drop by 2 and the average will become 13 minus 2, that is 11. Now this is the new average. This is an integer. This is also an odd number. So I can say that the correct answer will be equal to 5. All right, fine. So if you have the logic in mind, then it is very easy for you to solve such kind of questions, right? I have written a lot of things. For you, there is no need to write anything. 13 and 5, the difference is 8, right? So minus 8 divided by 2, minus 8 divided by 4 is equal to minus 2. So the average will drop by 2. So 13 minus 2 is 11, which is an odd integer. Okay, so that was question number 1 for the day. It came in CAT 2022 slot number 1. Let's move on and look at our next question. Question number 2, CAT 2022 slot number 2. Now, if A and B are non-negative real numbers such that A plus 2B is equal to 6, then the average of the maximum and minimum possible values of A and B is how much? So basically, you will have to find out the maximum value of A plus B and the minimum value of A plus B, and then you'll have to find out the average of that. All right, Sankal. Sankal, can you write the maximum and the minimum possible values of A plus B? Same, Daksh, or those who are giving the answers, give me the maximum and the minimum possible values of A plus B. Okay, so instead of giving me the final answer, just write the two numbers, the maximum and the minimum value of A plus B. All right, Sankalp, very good. Now we are given that A and B are non-negative real numbers. So A and B cannot be negative, but A or B, anyone among them can be zero, right? Since A and B are non-negative, so the values of A or B will be equal to zero as well. Now that you are saying maximum 5 and minimum 4. Let's check it out. Okay? So that is why I have asked you to write the maximum and the minimum values. Okay? Okay. Now, A and B are non-negative real numbers. We understand what can be the values of A and B, right? So A can be 0, B can also be 0, and then they can be positive real numbers. Okay. Now we'll have to find out, first of all, the maximum value of A plus B, right? Now in this case, you can observe that if I will increase the value of A, the value of B will decrease and vice versa, right? Also, since the sum is constant, then in order to maximize the value of A plus B, right, I should be putting the value of B as 0. So if I'll substitute B as 0, the value of A will be equal to 6. Okay, so I'll minimize the value of B and I'll be able to maximize the value of A, and hence I will be able to maximize the value of A plus B, right? Okay, so A plus 2B is given as 6. I know that A plus B, the value of A plus B cannot be more than 6 because A plus 2B is equal to 6, right? So if I want to find out the maximum value of A plus B, I will make this expression completely dependent on A by substituting the value of B as 0. So once I have made the value of B as 0, I'll get the value of A as 6, and hence the maximum value of A plus B is equal to 6. Done. Now similarly, I want to minimize the value of A plus B. All right. Now, to minimize the value of A plus B, the coefficient of B is 2. Okay, so I'll be able to reduce the value of B by substituting the value of A as 0. Okay, right? So this is very important. Non-negative real numbers. Okay, so A को 0 put करेंगे, then the value of B comes out to be 3. Okay, so I minimized the value of this expression by making it completely dependent on B and not on A. So the minimum value is 3. Okay, so maximum value is 6, minimum value is 3. What will be the average of these numbers? 6 plus 3 divided by 2, that is 9 divided by 2, which is 4.5. So 4.5 will be the correct answer of this question. All right, fine. Now be careful with such things. Okay, let's move on and look at the next question, question number 3. CAT 2022 slot number 2. So previous question was also from slot number 2. This one is also from slot number 2 of the same CAT examination, right? So second question in the same slot. Again, this question has a little bit of maxima and minima involved. Okay, and whenever maxima and minima involved, is involved in such questions, then you will have to do a little bit of trial and error, the way we have done in the previous question. In the similar manner, like this question can be treated. Now, 5 students, including Amit, appear for an examination in which possible marks are integers between 0 and 50, and they have mentioned both inclusive. Okay, so the marks can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up till 50. The average marks of all the students is 38, and exactly 3 students got more than 32 marks. If no 2 students got the same marks, there are plenty of conditions here. If no two students got the same marks, and Amit got the least marks among the 5 students, then the difference between the highest and the lowest possible marks of Amit is how much? So once again, don't give me the answer among the 4 options. Okay, tell me what can be the highest score of Amit and tell me what can be the lowest score of Amit. So the way you have given me 2 numbers in the previous question, similarly give me 2 numbers in this question, telling me about the highest and the lowest possible marks of Amit. Yes, friends, any answer? I want both the numbers. I want the highest and the lowest value of the marks for Amit. ठीक है ना? Don't just give me the final answer. Give me the largest and the okay. So Meghadri has given one value, the lowest value for the score of Amit, 19. All right. So up till now, I got only one response, and that too, a half response, wherein the student has given me the lowest marks. Okay, anyone else? Daksh, Sandeep, Meghadri, Sankalp, Shubhra, any answer from anyone? Even if you have got one of these numbers, highest or lowest, just give me at least one of these numbers. Okay, so Sankalp says lowest will be 13. Meghadri says did the mistake. No problem, Meghadri, change. Timothy says lowest is 11. Sankalp, we have further lowered down the value of the lowest possible marks of Amit. So for lowest, we have 3 contenders. Meghadri, I think you are retracting your answer. Fine, remove that. Okay, Sankalp says 13 and Timothy says 11. So which of these two should be considered as the lowest value? 13 or 11? Okay, Meghadri says lowest can be 9. My God. So Meghadri, Timothy and Sankalp, if I want to minimize the marks of Amit, so can you tell me what will be the 5 marks? What will be the marks of these 5 students? Come on, give me these 5 numbers. So when you have gone, when you want to minimize the possible marks of Amit, then what are the 5 different marks that you have considered for these 5 students? Okay, so My God. Fine. So we'll have to be slightly careful with the calculations. So Timothy ने दिया है आंसर मेघाद्री समझ में आ गया? Okay. No. Abhimanyu, you are telling me that the average is 38, so the middle student should get 38. No, it is not at all true, right? It will be true if the numbers are arranged in arithmetic progression. If the terms are in arithmetic progression, then the middle number is always the average. Okay, but for the data which is not placed systematically or in increasing order, or they don't have the common difference same, then the average can be anything, but it has to be somewhere between the smallest number and the largest number. Okay, right? Chaliye. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's first of all understand all the possible conditions which are given here. 5 students, including Amit, appear for examination. Possible marks are integers from 0 to 50. ठीक है, both inclusive बोला हुआ है, तो marks can be 0, marks can be 50 as well, and they should be integers. The average marks for all the students is 38. So average marks of all the students will be used to calculate the sum of the marks. So 38 multiplied by 5 is 190. So 190 will be the sum of the marks. All right. Now, the average marks of all the students is 38, and exactly 3 students got more than 32. So there are exactly 3 students who got more than 32 marks, right? If no 2 students got the same marks and Amit got the lowest, so let's say these are the 5 marks in increasing order, and I want to minimize the score of Amit. So I should be maximizing the score of other students, right? So the topper got 50 marks, maximizing the score of others, then 49 and 48. Since all the marks should be different, no 2 students got the same marks. So that is why I'm taking 50, 49 and 48 as the 3 highest scores. Also, since they have mentioned that exactly 3 students got more than 32, so 48, 49 and 50, these are the 3 students who got who got more than 32. So the remaining students should not have more than 32 marks. Meghadri, listen carefully. Sankalp, listen carefully. The remaining 2 students should not have more than 32. They can have 32, right? So question mein bola hua hai, exactly 3 students got more than 32. The students are 48, 49 and 50. These are the 3 students who got more than 32, right? Other students can get marks less than or equal to 32. This is one basic mistake you have made, right? So 32, now the remaining marks will be for Amit. So what is the sum of these marks? 147, 149, 179. 179 is the sum of these 4 marks. When I subtract it from 190, the difference between these 2 numbers is 11. So Amit can have a minimum of 11 marks. Right? True, all of you. So Sankalp, Meghadri, 31 nahi hoga, yahan pe 32 hona chahiye. It should be 32, not 31. Otherwise, you will not be able to minimize the score of Amit. Am I clear to each and every one of you? So this is when I have minimized the score of Amit. Now next, let's maximize the score of Amit. So maximize the score of Amit. Amit ka score maximize karna hai. So what I will be doing? Yes, what I should be doing. The average marks of all the students is 38. Yes, anyone. Now, can I say that if Amit has got the minimum marks, ab yahan pe there is no need to write the marks of these 4 students. No need to write the marks of these 4 students. Now, Amit has got minimum marks. Amit has got minimum marks, and there are only 3 students who have got more than 32. So let's say this is more than 32, this is more than 32, and this is more than 32. These 3 marks are more than 32, right? Fine. Now to maximize the score of Amit, I have to consider this as 32, and the maximum value that Amit can get will be 31. 31 se zyada ho hi nahi sakta. If Amit has 32, then the other 4 will have more than 32, but that only 3 can have more than 32, right? So Amit cannot have 32 marks. The maximum value that Amit can have will be 31. So max will be equal to 31. Okay, so minimum was 11, max was 31. Take the difference of these two. 31 minus 11 is equal to 20. The correct answer of this question will be option C. Right? Am I clear? So you need to take care of very small things when they are saying that exactly 3 students got more than 32. Okay, so that means the remaining students can get 32 or less than 32. This is a very small point that you needed to consider. Okay, all right. So that was question number 3. Let's move on and look at our next question, question number 4. Now, question number 4 is easy. CAT 21 slot number 1. This is from CAT 2021 slot number 1. Read it. Quickly give me an answer of this question. Now, friends, before you solve this question, there is some important information for all of you. Now, we at Career Launcher, we are organizing CAT 2024 Master Stroke, in which GP sir and Jijo sir, they will be helping you in understanding how to analyze the mock papers, right? So this session is going to be a very important session. You can catch this session live on 10th of July at 1 p.m. All right. So make sure that you are present for this particular session. A master stroke for CAT 2024, how to analyze your mock papers. Now you all, like, I'm not sure how many of you, but most of you must be suffering with the problem that my score in the mock papers is not increasing. Okay. The only problem is you are not analyzing your mocks properly, right? Probably you are not at all not analyzing them at all, or the method that you are using to analyze them is not right. Okay, so in this session, both these mentors will help you in understanding how to analyze the mocks, right? Now the next session on 11th of July at 8:30 p.m. Unbeatable 90-day strategy from Gautam Bava sir. All right. This is particularly for NMAT examination, right? So if you want to score 235 plus in NMAT 2024, so make sure that you are a part of this session. All right. So make sure that you attend both these sessions. Okay. And let's come back to this question. So for this question, Timothy has already given an answer. Wonderful. This one is easy. This question is easy. There is no point that you can make a mistake in this question. There's no reason for that. Okay. Now, I'll give you an easier way of doing this question. A question says that onion is sold for 5 consecutive months at a rate of rupees 10, 20, 25, 25 and 50 per kg respectively. A family spends a fixed amount of money. A family spends a fixed amount of money on onion for each of the first 3 months and then spends half that amount on onion for each of the next 2 months. So for the first 3 months, they are spending a fixed amount, equal amount. And then for the last 2 months, they are spending again a fixed amount, which is half the amount spent earlier every month. Okay, right? Now, the average expense for onion in rupees per kg for the family over these 5 months is closest to which of the following options? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll assume a price of onion. Okay, or like price of onion is given. I'm sorry, I'll assume the money that is spent on onion in the first month. Okay, now 10, 20, 25, 25 and 50, I can take a number which is completely divisible by all these numbers. So LCM of all these numbers will suffice. So LCM of all these numbers is 300. So I'll start by assuming that the family spent a total of 300 rupees in the first month, as well as second month, as well as the third month. Now, in the next 2 months, that means fourth and fifth month, the amount spent is half the amount spent in the previous month. So it will be 300 divided by 2, that is 150 and 150 in these 2 months. Okay, right? So total amount spent, total money spent is equal to 300 plus 300 plus 300, 900, and then 150 plus 150, 1200. So total money spent is 1200 rupees, and the quantity that they would have bought in these months will be, so in the first month 300 rupees are spent and the rate was rupees 10, so 300 upon 10, that is 30 kgs. Then in the second month, 300 divided by 20, 15 kgs. Third month, 300 divided by 25, 12 kgs. 150 divided by 25, 6 kgs. And then 3 kgs. Okay, so this will be the total quantity bought. So 45 and 60, 66 kgs. Okay, so money spent in total is 1200 and the quantity bought in total is 66, right? So the average expense on onion in rupees per kg will be equal to total money spent 1200 divided by total quantity bought, that is 66. Simple. So 200 upon 11, and that is 18.18. So 18.18 will be the exact answer, and among the options we'll have to select the option which is closest, and hence option A will be the correct answer. All right, so this one was very simple. The catch was, just to save time, you can assume the money that is spent on each of these months. Even if you will take it as a variable, let's say you will assume the money spent in the first month as 2x, 2x and 2x first 3 months, then x and x in the next 2 months, then also you will get the same answer. The only difference is you will have fractions involved, and you will take a little bit more time to find out the final answer. Okay. All right. So that was question number 4. Now moving on to the next question, question number 5, CAT 2021 slot number 3. Again, a slight concept of maximizing a particular value. So question is easy. Arithmetic mean of the scores of 25 students in an examination is 50. 5 of these students top the examination with the same score. If the scores of the other students are distinct integers, with the lowest being 30, then the maximum possible score of the toppers is how much? No options are given, so you will have to type in your answer. Okay, nice. So two different answers once again, Timothy and Abhimanyu. Both of you, please check your answers. Who is correct, who is not correct. Okay, Daksh and Mikadri, they have given different answers. So now I have three different answers: 72, 90, and 92. Now people try to catch the logic behind solving these type of questions. ठीक है ना? Don't just randomly find out any particular answer. Don't do that. So let's understand what to do in this. Arithmetic mean of 25 students is 50. So the sum of the scores 25 multiplied by 50, that is 1250. Okay, so 1250 should be the sum of the scores. Now, five of these students top the examination with the same score. Okay, so out of 25 students, top five scores are same. So let's say all these top five scores are A each. Okay, so I can say that the sum of these top five scores will be 5A, right? Now, what about the other scores? If the scores of other students are distinct integers with the lowest being 30, then the maximum possible score of the topper. So we will have to maximize the value of A. We'll have to maximize the score of the topper. So A का value maximize करना है, then I should be minimizing the scores of the other students because the sum of the scores is given as constant. Sum of the scores is 1250. So if sum is constant, then to maximize a particular thing, we'll have to minimize all the other. Okay? Now, out of the other 20 students, the lowest marks is 30. All right, 30. And these other students, they all have distinct scores. So the score of the next student can be 31, minimum score. So minimum score here will be 30. The minimum possible score for the second student will be 31. Then for the next student, it will be 32. So I'm writing the minimum possible values of the scores of the remaining 20 students. So if I've started with 30, the scores are distinct and they are integers, then the score of the 20th student will be how much? The score of 20th student will be 49. Okay, so if you are making a mistake in writing these numbers, be careful about that. Okay, starting from 30, 31, 32, if I'll have to write a total of 20 numbers, then the last number will be 49. Am I clear on this? So I'm sure that some of you must have made a mistake in writing this last number. So these are the sum of the scores of 20 students plus the sum of the scores of 5 students is 5A and the total is 1250. Okay, right? Now, how to find out the sum of these numbers? All of them are in AP, arithmetic progression. How many terms are there? 20 terms are there. Okay, so the sum of these 20 terms will be n by 2 bracket a plus l. Okay, so this is the sum of arithmetic sum of the numbers in arithmetic progression. N by 2 bracket a plus l, the first term plus last term. Okay, plus 5 times a is equal to 1250. Right? So the value of 5a will be 1250 minus 790, and that is equal to 460. So the value of A comes out to be 460 divided by 5, that is 92. So 92 is the correct answer of this question. Okay, right? I'll wait for all of you for the next 10 seconds. Tell me if you have any problem in understanding this number or if you have any other problem related to this question. If you all are clear, please mention yes in the chat box and then I'll take you to the next question. All right, Sankalp says yes. Perfect. Okay, so if you have doubt, please ask me, else I'm taking you to the next question, CAT 2021, slot number 2. So if I look at the previous questions, CAT 21 slot number 1, CAT 21 slot number 3, CAT 21 slot number 2. So yes, one question in each of these slots of CAT 21 as well. Okay, let's read it out. In a football tournament, a player has played a certain number of matches and 10 more matches are to be played. If he scores a total of 1 goal over the next 10 matches, his overall average will be 0.15 goals per match. On the other hand, if he scores a total of 2 goals over the next 10 matches, his overall average will be 0.2 goals per match. The number of matches he has played is how much? So once again, a theta question, so you don't have options to support. All right, Sankalp, first one to give an answer. Sankalp, easy question this one is. Absolutely. So let's finish it off. देखें. So football tournament, a player has played a certain number of matches. Let's say the number of matches played, already played, is equal to n, and the average in these matches is a. So the sum will be equal to sum of the number of goals will be n multiply a. Okay. Now 10 more matches are to be played, right? 10 more matches are to be played. If he scores a total of 1 goal over the next 10 matches, it's not the average, it's the total of 1 goal. So the total of 1 goal over the next 10 matches. So what will be the average now? Sum earlier was NA plus 1 more goal divided by the number of matches. And this average is given as 0.15. Okay? Now on the other hand, if instead of 1, he will score 2 goals across these 10 matches. So now what will be his average? NA plus 2 divided by N plus 10, and the average will become 0.2. Okay. So we have two equations. This is the first one and this is the second one. Now second equation minus the first equation. Denominator same है left hand side में. Okay. In the numerator, in the second equation, NA plus 2, and in the first case, we have NA plus 1. So second equation minus first equation. In the numerator, you will have 2 minus 1, that is 1, divided by n plus 10 is equal to 0.2 minus 0.15, that means 0.05. So n plus 10 is equal to 1 upon 0.05, that is 20. So n plus 10 is equal to 20. The value of n comes out to be 10. All right. Now be careful while typing your final answer. What do you have to calculate? Do you have to calculate the total number of matches in the tournament or the number of matches which are played up till now? So the number of matches he has played. So he has played only 10 matches, right? N number of matches, that is 10. So the correct answer of this question will be equal to 10. All right. So 10 is the correct answer, which is given by Daksh, Meghatri, Sankalp, and Sandeep, all of you. All right. So friends, that was the last question for the day. Now, I'll repeat this particular thing for those students who are not present in the middle of the session. So, CAT 2024 Master Stroke, how to analyze mock papers. This live session will be taken by GP and Jijo, okay, on 10th of July at 1 p.m. So, those who are struggling with a stagnant score in their mock papers or in a particular section, each and every student should attend this particular session, because in this session the mentors will be explaining you how to properly analyze your mock scores so that you can increase the scores in every mock. All right. The next session will be for all the students who are targeting NMAT examination. So this is an unbeatable 90-day strategy to score 235 plus marks in NMAT 2024. This session will be taken by Gautam Bawa, and this will be conducted on 11th of July at 8:30 p.m. Now, both these sessions will be conducted live on these particular dates and the given timings on the YouTube channel of Career Launcher. All right. So please catch us live for these sessions. In case you have any query, you are free to post it in the chat box. Thank you very much for being a part of this session. Please do subscribe the channel, like, share, and spread this session among your friends and family. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a nice time. Bye-bye.